Hello, and welcome to another episode of Guided Meditations with Mark. That's me. And today in our meditation, we're going to focus a little bit on connecting to our breath, which is always an anchoring activity to do no matter what kind of meditation you're doing. And it's through this deep state of relaxation and connecting to our breath that we're able to more deeply experience the meditative state, allowing our body to rest, to let go of the thinking mind so that we can concentrate more deeply on our breath. So I'd like you to find a comfortable position wherever you are, sitting down, lying down. Just find a bit of stillness in whatever position you are in. And if you need to readjust or scoot around, just take a moment to really find that comfortable position. Take a couple of deep breaths from here. And then I will begin the guided meditation by going into the meditative process myself. So on my very next exhalation, I will begin the guided meditation. Let us connect to the bodily sensation of our own breath. The breath comes and goes, regardless if you are aware of it or not. You can control your breath by slowing it down or speeding it up, simply by thinking about the process. But when you're not thinking about the process, the breath continues on at its natural pace, in and out. So let's just connect to the natural rhythm of your breath. Do not force the breath in. Do not force the breath out. Just simply observe and witness the coming and going of the breath. And focus all of your awareness on the different sensations that you might feel with the breath. From the tickling of nose hairs on the in-breath to the moisture that is on your lips on the out-breath. The feeling of cool air rushing into the lungs and warm air flowing out with ease. The breath comes and goes, rising and falling, just like the waves of an ocean crashing into the shoreline, coming and going. And by anchoring to our breath, we can find peace in this moment. And if we turn our awareness towards our mind and the patterns of thoughts that also come and go, we realize that there is a similarity between the breath and the mind. Just as breath comes and goes, so do thoughts. Thinking about this, thinking about that. The thoughts come quickly, but they leave just as soon as the next thought comes in. And just like our breath, it continues on and on, never ending. For it is the job of the breath to continue breathing, to bring life into our bodies, just as it is the job of our mind to continually think. It is the mind's job to take in information, to process that information, and to share thoughts and signals. And just as you were able to witness your breath, watching the rise and fall, you were also able to witness the mind, to see the thoughts coming and going. And you must ask yourself, who is the seer in this situation? Who is the witness of the breath and the witness of the thoughts? And from this perspective, you realize that inside of you, there is a higher consciousness that is simply but a witness to the coming and going of the breath and the coming and going of thoughts in the mind. And this realization is powerful indeed, because you can control your ability to pay attention to these thoughts or to your breath. When you forget about the breath, it just keeps going on anyway. And the same is true with the mind. You can forget about the mind, but it just keeps going so that you can return back to it whenever you need. Whenever you need to process information or think about something, the mind is ready to be used for that process. But sometimes our consciousness listens a little bit too deeply to the mind, getting caught up in the ups and downs of the thinking process. So much so that you may even begin to identify yourself as only the mind. And what a terrible trap to be caught in. Because the thinking never ends. But your consciousness requires rest, which is why we sleep. And it must be very difficult to rest and sleep if your mind is identified with the ceaseless and never-ending thoughts. So we must allow our consciousness to step back into the seat of the witness. Just as we witness the breath, we can witness the mind. And from this position of the witness, we can forget the mind and allow ourselves to rest. This rest is deeply needed on all levels of our body. And we can find peace and serenity in this space of rest, sitting in the seat of the witness. And so from this place, just take a few moments to allow your body to follow along into this restful state. You may even begin to yawn or stretch your body or feel a sense of tiredness, sleepiness, or restfulness. Just continue to breathe and allow this process to unfold. And once you have spent some time in the seat of the witness, you will realize that you can come back to this seat any time of the day. It is always here for you, just as the breath is always there for you, and just as the mind is always there for you. Allow your consciousness to weave back and forth whenever it wants, and let your higher consciousness be the true master of your entire essence. And I invite you to rest here gently for just a few more breaths. Feel free to come back to this space anytime that you need. Remember to always start by connecting to the breath to find the seat of the witness. Let's take 2 more deep breaths together. And on my next exhalation, I will open my eyes to end this meditation. I hope that you were able to, even if just momentarily, to access the seat of the witness. And it's okay if you weren't able to, or if it didn't come easily for you, because the mind can be very loud sometimes. And so we continue and we try again. And you can use this meditation as many times as you like to come back to the breath, to find the seat of the witness. And do this over and over again until you really feel that spaciousness and emptiness that comes from occupying the seat of the witness.